fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, it's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Pachulia is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Durant in at the small forward position. Warriors leading by 22.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
The Knicks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Puts it up from 12. That is good.
Derrick Rose.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be too hard to block no matter who's defending it.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Lee with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. And Durant comes to help. Baseline J on the way. And again, it's New York.
Timeout for Golden State.
And the Warriors decide to take their...
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Knicks. Anthony comes in for Lance Thomas. The drive by Anthony. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of the ball. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. Anthony's got 5. On our old partner, Steve Kerr also got a chance to coach the West All-Stars, and Greg, his record-setting debut season with the Golden State Warriors. Clark, he really did a lot of big milestones early.
Well, none of us are surprised at his success. I mean, Steve will be the first to tell you it was because he was surrounded by excellent assistants. I mean, that's one of the underrated aspects of being a good coach is you've got to have a good staff, and Steve has that.
Excellent point. Durant, wide open, he fires. Again, Golden State.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Rose. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. Some changes for Golden State. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Stolen by Noah. Pass to Carmelo. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Durant's checked in for Golden State. Curry comes in for Sean Livingston.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Rose double-teamed. Pulls it up. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
Curry with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Pass to Thompson. Green, the screen. Here's Curry with the 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Knicks trail by 21. Rose attacking. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Here's Lee. The feed to Noah. The kick out to Rose. And another shot. But they'll get another chance with the fadeaway. And that one comes up a bit short.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Durant kicks to Curry. The steal. Lee doesn't get the full court heave to fall.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case, or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
He's about right, because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds on it.
No.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Justin Holiday comes in for Lee. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. And a wide open look for Noah. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Well, if you name an offensive stat category, the Knicks last season probably last in that category. All around problems, Greg, for them scoring the ball.
Yeah, we may have to give them a new nickname, last. How about last in fast break points, last in points in the paint, last in points per game, and then throw in bottom three in shooting percentage, and that spells abysmal.
Down low, here's Durant, and that one is stuffed right through.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him. He has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Yeah, well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about the knees, my man. he looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. David West, he's checked in for Verejao. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. Ian Clark's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
For the Knicks, it really was a struggle just to score points, guys. I mean, they go ice cold at times, and they didn't have anybody that seemed to be able to get them out of that offensive funk.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. O'Quinn with it. Now Green defending. 6 on the shot clock. And they get it. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all they continue to get up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of hope, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Golden State.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Put your hands together for your Warriors girls.
And the whole group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half. 4 on the clock. On its way from Rose for 2. And that's basket number 4. He's taken 9 shots to this point.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control is essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And it's West missing.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 29 points, 2 blocks. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Boy, did he put on a show from beyond in that first half. Let's see if the halftime break has any cooling effect on him.
Well, I tell you what, we'll soon find out, because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kurt Rambis. They've got Anthony. Derrick Rose is out there with Lee. Then there's Noah. And it's Porzingis in at the power forward.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Talking about Courtney Lee, you know the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting 2 guards in the league, Kevin. And last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, 2 great free throw shooting guards. Like,
high quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Anthony with the bucket.
Well, that's one way he can. But far from the only way he gets. Gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
For the Knicks, Jennings comes in for Derrick Rose. Warriors leading by 22. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
The turnover difference hasn't been in their favor, but you know what? It hasn't really slowed them down too much. I like the fact they're staying aggressive here.
Jennings kicks it to Noah. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. And it's 6 points for Joakim Noah. Golden State's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Lee. And again, no good by Golden State.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over. And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best.
That free throw, no good. 2 shots. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season. It was 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, and as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
The pass to Verajao. And a big pound. It's off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
And O'Quinn kicks to Holiday. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Well, that's an excuse to throw a pass that far off the mark.
David West, he's checked in for Anderson Verajao. Warriors leading by 20. Curry attacking, and O'Quinn sends it back. And they're able to recover. Green kicks to Durant. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Durant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Anthony dishes to Noah. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And it's 8 points for Joakim Noah.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
No one near Curry as he lets it down. Another three for Golden State.
There's been a huge discrepancy between these teams in their effectiveness from the three-point line.
It has been pronounced, no doubt about it. Definitely a big factor to this point in the game.
Durant kicks to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. The three-pointer off the mark.
And guys, it's easy to forget sometimes just how young Kevin Durant still is. I mean, last season, he became the second youngest player to get to 15,000 points.
Some changes for Golden State. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Durant. Ian Clark comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. And a switcher also for New York. Serafin's checked in. That's good.
Carmelo Anthony.
15 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's Clark. West trying to free him. A rebound by Holiday.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
Jennings can't get it to go. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. And that one's good by Clark.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Shot by Serafin, no good. Balanced scoring Clark for him. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score it. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watching it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
You might want to cut down on that sugar intake, though, Clark. But anyway, everybody's been involved in this offense here early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
It's stolen by Green. And he goes in for the dunk.
As they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Different look here for the Warriors. Pachulia, he's checked in for West. Durant comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Ian Clark. And Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. New group in for the Knicks. Porzingis, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Thomas comes in for Anthony. Lee's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Outside for Curry. Durant just inside the line. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got assist number 5 here tonight. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Curry with the steal. Here's Durant. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Warriors shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
At the line for the Warriors, Stephen Curry.
And both free throws good for Curry. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. On its way from Rose for 2. Warriors with the rebound.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
Oracle Arena, let's keep it going for your Warriors girls.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of 23 change everything. The Knicks shooting not great, 40% for the game. Iguodala out there with McAdoo. Warriors. Then there's Ian Clark. Then it's Kim English. And it's Verjao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Warriors 5.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Rose. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, his fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. He hits the second from the line.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injury. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Oh, a little touch of class there at the end of the play as he was able to convert on the finger roll.
Thomas kicks to Seraphin. Green with the block.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And, you know, back to New York, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's south side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
From deep three-point range, can't get it to go. And New York the other way now. Here's Vujicic. That's good from 17 feet away.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Curry, that's a basket. He is 8 from the field, 8 of 14. The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Justin Holiday's checked in for Thomas. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. So he comes up empty at the line.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
You know, the league is going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Curry's shot is good. Curry's got 15 points here in the second half.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Back to Holiday. This one for 3. But they'll get another chance. Shot by Seraphin. No good.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Durant, the pass to Green. Here's Pachulia. Warriors the rebound. Green, no luck. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Vujicic. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
And the basket by Curry.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Pachulia with the steal. Curry with it. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Shoots. The shot by Curry, no good.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room. He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Shots good by Durant.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
The Knicks have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Green kicks to Thompson. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Stolen by Durant. Green, no luck. New York shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Shot by Serafin, no good. Golden State's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Stolen by Vujacic. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Out of bounds.
Different look here for the Warriors. Anderson Varejao checked in for Pachulia. West comes in for Green. Kim English, he's checked in for Thompson. And Ian Clark subbed in for Curry. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for New York. Durant just inside the line.
Kevin Durant.
Shot from the wing. Durant's got 44.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here, make sure he has the ball.
Different look here for the Warriors. Pachulia, he's checked in for Varejao. Draymond Green comes in for David West. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Kim English. Steph Curry is subbed in for Ian Clark.
And that's how you make a steal turn into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I could say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Durant. And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
And he gets the bucket.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
And that one's good.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, a careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly.
And Holiday kicks to Vujacic. The Warriors pull it in. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Feeds to Pachulia. Curry outside. Cannot hit. Vujacic dishes to Holiday. Shoots off the step back. That's short off the rim. Outside Curry. From deep. Misses there. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And the outcome of this one was...
Hi, Kevin. Well,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present Kevin Durant. We watched a marvelous third quarter from him, and that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.